Hello, welcome. I'm the Raging Beard. This is the Raging Cat. And behind me is my P1 cockpit from SimLabs. And aside from motion rigs, it's up there with the top tier of cockpits you can buy. I did have a Playseat challenge before, still highly rate that. I've done a video review if you want to check that out. But my brother was looking for something in between, well, on the lower end really, but something that's rigid, but more importantly could accommodate HOTAS for primarily Elite Dangerous in VR. He does a bit of driving like project cars, but he doesn't take his sim racing very seriously, but obviously wants the option to be able to do both. He's got a G29 steering wheel. So we had a look at the options out there. You've got the GT Ultimate Cockpit, but that's like 500 quid. It's like a fairly large footprint. Allows you to do, flight and driving, but yeah, 500 quid. Or then on the lower end of the spectrum, you've got their wheel and flight and wheel stand, but again, no seat. So that didn't really suit the purpose. So we went ahead and chose the Playseat Air Force or flight seat, which is primarily aimed, obviously, at flying. It comes with a middle mount for a yoke, but also side mounts for your HOTAS. And with one little mod, and I'll bring up a picture and show exactly what you do, where you cut, just one cut, you can allow that yoke mount to basically take the G29, possibly other wheels. We just did it with the clamps, and it's surprisingly rigid, surprisingly sturdy, and it's fantastic. It means you can use it for driving, you can use it for your Elite Dangerous or whatever. But yeah, it's quite a comfortable driving position, and the seat itself is very comfortable. So yeah, it's a quality bit kit, like 300 quid from box. So yeah, if you're really looking for one cockpit to suit all, this is definitely an option. Right, so I'll bring up the pictures and just talk through a few bits. Okay, so this is the product we're talking about, the Playseat Air Force, listed here at 339 quid from Playseat, but as I say, you can get it for about 300 quid. Now, it's not a cheaper option if you're looking just for driving, and if you're specifically looking for driving cockpit only, then obviously pick a driving solution like this that's designed exactly for that. So this isn't to save you money exactly, but it's just to give you the flight option, the HOTAS option. Okay, and here it is after we've modified it to take the G29. There's the wheel mounted. Got a bit of wood there, just using the G29 clamps. Clamp that in as well, and you can attach the Logitech gear shift. In fact, you can even use my solution to lower the gear shift, as I showed in a video before, like that basically. If you check that video out, you see what components you need. It costs you about 20 quid or so to be able to rather rigidly hold it in place there. So looking down from around the headrest area, it's not a great shot unfortunately, but the driving position is surprisingly good. The mount can go up and down on this central shaft, but obviously as it's diagonal it moves closer or further away from you as you do so, but I found that I could get a decent driving position. I'm about 5'10", my brother's a bit taller and he can get it in a good position. And the HOTAS, obviously the seat's designed around them, being the Air Force seat, they can move back and forward and up and down as well, so you can get everything in a pretty decent position. The central column does come out, so if you know you're not going to be driving for a while, you can take your foot pedals away and just use the HOTAS and not have to worry about getting your leg over that central post each time you get on and off the seat. But for me, I would just leave it in place. It's not really an issue getting in and out of the seat with that on, but it does take seconds to put it on or off. It's literally clamp here, flip that up, and it can slot in or out. But now I'm using this picture just to show, as it comes, this piece well, this is where your yoke is meant to attach. It comes with a plate that also goes on it. We just didn't use that, so we just used this plastic piece and literally cut. I used a Dremel, but you could use a hacksaw, take a bit of time or whatever, but just cut this front square bit off. So here we go. This is the top down view. There would be that square there. Just cut it off, made that flush. And that's it really. The G29 clamps on top, the clamps nicely go under each side and tighten. And yeah, it is surprisingly rigid. Right, to try and demonstrate how rigid the cockpit is, and it is surprisingly rigid, I asked my brother to send me a quick video to pretend he's driving in it. And this is what he sent back. It's not great quality, he's just holding a camera or phone, whatever, with one hand and moving the wheel and gear shifter with the other. So there's a bit of camera shake. It doesn't demonstrate very well how sturdy it is, but it's better than nothing. But trust me, it is pretty damn sturdy. So let's get this going. Yeah. All the wobble you see in there really is the camera shake. If you go for it, sure, you can get it to wobble, but it really doesn't in normal use. And like I've said in other videos before, if you're in VR, the tiny bit of movement there is gets blocked out, really, you don't notice it. So even though it's designed for yoke use, which is going to take less forces, I'd say, than the steering wheel, it accommodates the steering wheel perfectly well.